I am curious. I don't know if I want to just like not do the hip hook for a week to see if it like makes things feel worse,
Oh.
or if, is that part of why my back isn't bothering me, or
Yeah, let's talk about the hip hook. So, I mean, we've been doing it now. This as we record this, it's January 28th. So we've been doing this 28 days. I haven't done it yet today. So that's 27. And I forgot twice. So I've done 25 of the last 27 days, basically.
yeah,
And yeah, it really helped my back. It feels
wonderful.
amazing. Yeah. The only times, the first, like we said, the first week for the first 2 or 3 days, it was like, ow, this is not feeling better. Maybe
Yeah.
this is feeling worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just got so much better. And really the only time this month that my back was a little hurty or my hip was a little hurty in the morning was the first time we did rowing in a while.
Mm.
And I think I was bending my knees too much because I have the flexibility to do that, but that doesn't mean I should be doing that, like hinging that much.
Hmm.
So then the next time rowing, I didn't go as far.
Like
And it
up to
was
the
better.
front.
Yeah, like being as deep of a squat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
It's such
hinge.
a
Yeah.
lot of hinging there.
But even when I did the rowing, the hip hook seemed to help that next day.
Oh, that's
Uh,
so awesome.
yeah. So did you have a different experience?
No,
It helped your back too?
I'm guessing it must
Mhm.
because I'm not having any issues. And I feel like maybe I need to knock on wood or something.
I know, right? Knock on wood. Mhm.
I also feel that it has helped generally
Uh-huh.
with soreness, or
Oh.
for a while I was getting a lot of tension in my quads.
Mm.
And I wonder if the psoas iliacus being released
Mhm.
regularly was then maybe making the pelvis just more in line, so
Yeah.
the quads didn't get all wonk like
Right.
weird, or they didn't have
Yeah.
to work
Work
differently,
as
or
hard or
yeah.
something. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because those
it's
mhm.
interesting.
Yeah.
I really have found, though, I have to do this if I'm on the rug in the living room or even like in the carpet in my bedroom. I need like a folder or something underneath the hip hook, because
Oh.
I know that you were saying it
So
was really intense,
mhm.
but it's almost like I need
More
to,
intensity.
yeah, to stack it
Okay.
up a little bit,
Interesting.
to have it on something hard instead of
Yeah,
like,
I actually the last week or so I've been able to do it without a cloth on top or whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
so it's gotten a lot less painful too to
good.
do it. Yeah.
So have you experimented with, being around that pelvic bowl area and kind of going out to the side and trying to get into what is
Just
that
a
big
little.
thing called? Iliacus? No.
You,
What's the
the
pelvic?
muscle or
Yeah, but there's like is that just called the ilium? The big bone?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's the ilium.
Yeah.
That's kind of my target of
Mhm.
where I'm.
Yeah, I mean, I actually when I looked so today before recording just to know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I did look at the thing that came with it, the Aletha, the little pamphlet that came with it, and I looked at the area that we're supposed to be hitting or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I could be a little more lateral with it." Sometimes I was probably not right, not actually hooking the hip. I was a
Mm.
little more medial than that. So I'm gonna keep doing it for a little while anyway. Not necessarily have to do every day
Mhm.
after January's done, but if I do it most days or something's bothering me for sure.
It's proven that it helps.
The consistency too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, I got this when maybe before the summer,
Hmm.
something like that. And I used it, of course, but I had this sort of sensation of like, do I think it's working just because it's so excruciating? And then when I stand up and walk, I feel awesome because I'm
'Cause it's
not doing
not
that
excruciating at
anymore.
the moment.
Right. So there's always some skepticism in my mind. Probably didn't use it consistently enough to
Yeah.
really know, to really get this kind of benefit that I got from it this month. So, but now I'm convinced. I'm like, oh, it has to be because of the hip hook that everything feels so much better.
Yeah. When I went to the chiropractor, he mentioned, "Oh, your psoas feels
Yeah.
really, really good." Oh,
Awesome.
sweet.
Hmm. Yeah.
I had a lot of upper neck and upper arm
Hmm.
things going on. But I think that all takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
right? It, you know,
Hmm.
and so he had told me when
This dog is ridiculous. You gotta watch on YouTube for this.
if he was like 10 pounds, this would be manageable, but 50 of just pure muscle, it's just, ugh. Um, when I started seeing him and we looked at the wonky pelvis, he had been mentioning, the tissue that your pelvis is made of is essentially the same embryonic tissue that your jaw is made of.
Whoa.
So that's where like why cranial sacral can be a whole thing, apparently.
Really?
So he did quite a bit of adjusting and movement stuff on my jaw,
Hmm.
which
Cool.
felt weird
Yeah.
and really good at the same time.
Good.
Curious how often we should be massaging our faces. It's
Yeah.
probably a lot more.
Yeah. In Brain Gym, there's a movement called the Energizer where you press into basically the muscles at the side of your jaw. Or is it the energy yawn? Sorry, the Energizer is a different one. And you just like yawn while you're doing that, while you're massaging and stuff. And sometimes it makes your eyes water, which is
Mm,
interesting. And some people, they are like crying like crazy from it.
really?
Yeah.
Do you think that's so much, they have so much tension there that it's so painful?
I don't know why it causes that. That one, some people are saying, some brain gym practitioners, I think, were saying like, oh, you could do that, they do like 20 times a day or something like that, which is a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have to do anything that many times.
No.
But
Ugh.
yeah, yeah, jaw's whole other, yeah,
It's a
whole other
whole other
topic.
thing.
Hmm.
Whole other
Interesting though.
thing. Yeah,
Hmm.
my friend was over and she saw the book Tight Hip Twisted
Hmm.
Core. She's like, "Oh, I need to look at this."
I know, right?
Yes, it'll solve all the problems.
Uh-huh.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Did you know you cannot get to a dog's psoas to massage it
I did not know
or do
that.
acupressure? You can only do stretches with them
Oh, okay.
because of where it's located.
Interesting. Well, I hope they don't need a massage then on there. So,
No, because they would not be excited about that.
no,
No, it would be so
we don't want to
sad.
hurt the doggies.
No,
They don't know the reason,
no, they do not.
At least we know why we're torturing ourselves.
Yes. Speaking of torturing
Mhm.
ourselves,
Yeah. Oh boy. So it gets worse from here. Hmm.
I can't believe you're talking me into this.
Oh, was I talking you into it?
Yes,
Hmm.
you were talking to some
Okay.
guy from Britain who's been doing it
Oh
for 3
yeah.
years, and you're so excited.
Yeah, but you excitedly said yes, like
I
right
do that a
away.
lot. I do that a lot.
Okay, let's not leave people in suspense.
We're gonna take cold showers
Mhm.
every day of February. Thank God it's
Mhm.
shorter.
Okay, the only way,
But yeah, let's talk about the rules of the shower.
yeah, because honestly, the only way I have not chickened out from this is that I read that the best way to do it is really to ease yourself into.
Yeah,
So we're not going to take like our entire shower cold
right.
starting February 1st.
No, thank you.
What I was thinking would be like to start with 30 seconds.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like end the shower with as cold as you can make it
Mm-hmm.
and count to 30 and
Mm-hmm.
then get out and keep trying to add some seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, when I wash my hair in the shower, I always make it colder because
Oh,
it gets the soap and the conditioner out of my hair better.
really? I'm kind of
I
surprised
know there's
about
like
that.
those other theories about it closing the cuticle and
Yeah.
but
It does make it silkier, I think, to have it cold. But
yeah,
I would think when you're actually washing the soap, I
no,
mean, soap
it
usually works better with warm. No,
so you should
maybe
wash
it's
your
just like,
hair with like lukewarm,
mhm.
but never with like super hot.
Okay.
And the colder you can do, the better. So when I get my
Uh,
hair actually cut and colored,
mhm.
the lady there has all of her hair washer people only wash everybody's hair with cold water.
Mm, wow.
So they take out all of the foils with the cold and then they
Mhm,
do all the washing and conditioning with
mhm.
cold.
Wait, isn't that? Yeah, I thought that would be to hold the color longer, like not to
It's
wash it in warm for
yeah,
a
it's
while.
something also with just it being better for your hair.
Mm, okay.
I don't know. I just started doing it because I noticed I have a thick hair and I can get conditioner or product like stuck in it,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. There was a whole time in elementary school where I just had like greasy, nasty hair
Ew.
because I couldn't until we figured out that was the problem, that I
Right.
wasn't getting the soap completely out.
That's
Then I
funny.
started washing my hair upside down in the tub
Uh-huh.
because there was better water pressure.
Oh, wow.
Been a whole learning lesson thing, but
Yeah, your hair.
so I sometimes will take a bath instead of a shower. So I'm going to have to force myself in February to just shower.
Yeah, or end the bath with a cold shower.
Yes, which that will not
That
happen
yeah,
because
that seems
the reason I take a bath is so I can warm up.
oh, okay. So, I mean, we should talk about some of the purported benefits of cold showering, yeah?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
one of the purported benefits is isn't it good for your hormones?
Yes, I saw that. That's possible. I mean, the general idea, I think the most general thing is that combats inflammation, being
Hmm.
so freaking cold.
Yeah.
And
After you did any of your running races and whatnot, did you ever take an ice bath or try something like
no,
that?
no, I don't even think anyone knew about that then.
When I did
So long ago.
the LA
Mhm.
marathon, it was after it was after that one, I think.
They had ice baths there
No, they
or
just told us that was a recommendation. So I did put cold water in my bathtub and I threw ice in there and
wow,
I didn't have as sore of calves and quads the next day.
cool.
So
Now, was that the one where A, it was like almost 100 degrees, and B, you got that stone massage and cold stone heated up like instantly?
no, so the cold bath happened after that. So it was
Yeah.
between LA and San Diego when
Okay.
one of the coach guys for the 10-minute miler group recommended it
Hmm.
to everybody because I think so many
Makes
people
sense.
had problems
Hmm.
after Los Angeles.
Yeah. I'm sure you realized.
And in, you know what, my mind was not right that day to even think ice myself.
Mhm.
I was so warm and
Yeah.
gross that. But what's so crazy is when I ran my third marathon, and I ran it with my brother. He had never run a marathon. And I told him, like, take a cold shower or keep walking around or
Hmm.
drink more water, like
Mm.
add some salt to your water.
Hmm.
And he could hardly go up and down the steps. And I was like,
Mm.
I'm going to go shopping all day.
Yeah. He did none of those things.
He did, but he
Oh.
was like whimpering.
Uh, yeah. No, there's so many things they say it does decreases stress, increases alertness. I think that one would be pretty cool just to have a lot of energy throughout the day and be really sharp feeling.
Mm.
Increases your immune response, increases your willpower. Duh. Although part of me is wondering, like, I was thinking the opposite because it's like gonna take so much willpower just to take a cold shower. I'm like, am I gonna just let myself off the hook for anything else? Because it was like, oh, it's so hard. It took all my willpower just to do that.
Exactly. I only have a limited amount of that stuff.
Right. So I'm skeptical about that one.
But so that was the podcast I was telling you about that I listened to, where the man had been taking cold showers
Mm,
for over a year. And
mm,
he was the one saying, yeah, there's not really any scientific evidence that this does any of these things. The
mhm.
reason I keep doing it is I can prove to myself I'm doing something hard.
Yeah. So when you told me that, I did look on PubMed, right, to see what
Mm,
are the what research articles have been done on this.
hmm.
And I only took a quick look, but there are a whole bunch now. They're usually small studies, which is why, I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of scientists just like, they like to say, because it's true that doesn't, small studies don't definitively prove anything, right? But I mean, at least the studies I looked at, they all were showing some positive results.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's worth trying because it also makes sense. It just seems like intuitively to make sense that it'd be beneficial. I
Yeah.
don't know. And, that kind of any kind of sort of temperature stress, like we know hot stress, like from sauna or exercise, that's really good for you too.
Hmm.
But there are some research. So there's some research on that increases your metabolic weight for weight loss, decreases depression, increases. I'm not sure if there was research on this, but they're saying, like, I think this was like Wim Hof saying it increases your generation of brown fat. You end up,
Yeah.
which is why it increases the metabolic rate and you lose weight. But it's supposed to help your recovery, kind of like what
Hmm.
you were saying, less soreness, less fatigue. And then I found on this Marie Claire article. Okay, this is like not when I was on PubMed, obviously. But they had this article on cold water therapy and saying that it decreases eczema and acne too, which is
Oh,
cool.
interesting.
Probably a hormonal thing as well, you were
Yeah.
mentioning. Because I do sometimes get cystic pimples. Like last week, I mean, I ended up eating a bunch of crap. Eating and drinking a bunch of crap, but yeah, like I would love to see that happen. And I know actually ice really helps, just icing your face.
Mm.
So that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, decreases, like what you said, delayed onset muscle soreness. And what's interesting about that is that I have been less sore in the last couple months than I have been in doing
Oh.
CrossFit. And I was like, wow, I wonder if that's because we're doing it in the cold weather.
Mm.
Maybe.
Hmm. Or maybe you're just more fit.
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe at some point you don't get as sore anymore.
Well, yeah, I do wonder that. I started a new bodybuilding 6-week program, and I'm supposed to try and at the very last set try to go to failure, which is really hard for your brain to, like,
Hmm.
at least for me, to keep pushing myself and think I need to put on more weight on this so I can, like, not do the rep.
Mm.
But when I had texted my coach and I was like, my butt's not sore today. She's like, well, being sore doesn't necessarily
Mhm.
mean that you've done a good workout.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a
Oh,
good thing, I guess.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting, because that's how people sometimes measure how their workout was.
Mm.
Well, if I'm not sore, I didn't really get a good workout.
Yeah, the other things they were saying in that Marie Claire, UK, I don't know if it's different from the American Marie Claire, or is Marie Claire an American, I don't know,
Thought so.
thing? Yeah. Although it does sound French as well, but it's
I think
English
they were, I
language,
always thought it
obviously.
was a younger
Yeah.
girls magazine. Like
Well,
you did
younger.
Marie
Yeah.
Claire and then you did Vogue.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
I was
it's
never into this kind of thing.
younger girls can take cold showers too. But it increases your mood, they're saying. Well, that
Hmm.
makes sense with the decreased depression.
Yeah.
And then deepen sleep too, increases circulation, which maybe that's why you get less muscle soreness and deepen sleep. So I don't know. We'll see what we notice.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the like 23 hours, 57 or so minutes that we're not doing it.
Yes. I think experiments are so fun and interesting though.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to try it. And, it's like so cool because I never would if I wasn't saying I was going to do it,
Right?
because it's so easy to talk yourself out of something, but I am pretty good with my words. So if I say it,
Hmm.
it's going to happen.
I'm not scared of turning down the shower and, counting to 30.
Oh, I'm scared.
Well, you don't have to turn it to like as freezing as possible.
Oh,
Just make
really?
yourself, I think you make yourself
Okay.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what one of these articles was saying.
Don't like make it
Yeah.
go to like
Hmm.
it's about to turn off or whatever.
Okay. See,
I would
that's what
say
I
like
was.
turn it down and be like, okay, I can probably go a little bit more. And then once you're like, oh, I would start the counting then.
Okay. So the point isn't to absolutely shock yourself with the
No, we
cold
don't want to.
water.
We don't
Okay.
have plunge
I
pools.
was thinking that was sort of part of it.
Would you like to shock yourself? I
No,
mean,
no,
we
no,
could
no,
do
no,
different
no, no,
experiments.
no, that's okay. I loved at their Beverly Hot Springs Spa in LA. They had
Mhm.
a cold plunge also, and
How
that
cold was it?
felt so freaking cool. I want to say it was 55 degrees.
Yeah. It
I'm
sounds
not
like they're
sure, but
52, 55.
yeah, I don't necessarily trust my memory, but that's the first thing that kind of jumped into my head. But that was cool going from the hot to the cold. And yeah, one of those
Well,
things you
next
miss.
time you visit here, we'll go to I think it's called Princeton Hot Springs.
Mm,
And there's a hotel or resort place.
cool.
And they have these different cascading hot springs that are some of them are so hot. So you like
Oh, I
slowly go
can't.
in
Yeah.
to the hotter ones. And then they
Mhm.
also have the plunge pool inside.
Mm.
And then you can sit in the actual stream on the rocks and find little hot spots, which is really,
Oh, wow.
really fun.
Yeah, let's go.
It's in nature. And then you just look up and you see mountains. It's so
Oh, it's
pretty.
beautiful.
I know you'd want to go, but you'd be bored.
She's talking to her dog.
You don't want to just sit in the hot tub. Thanks for the kiss. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, that's what we're doing. Anyone want to
Oh,
join us? Just chime in on our social, like hold yourself accountable. Tell us you're going
yes.
to do it. And yeah, check in and we'll be happy to keep you company and support. Now, by the time we publish this, we'll be a few days into it already, but that is okay.
Yes. And if you want to join us, you are more than welcome because
Mhm.
the more data
Um,
points we have,
Right.
the better this will turn out for everyone.
Yeah, totally.
It's just going to be something for me to actually take a shower every day. I'm not saying I'm dirty, just
That's right.
I don't know why I just got into like a bath habit.
Mm.
I was rewatching the New Girl episode where Jessica wants to get a bathtub. So she comes home and she pours everybody rosé wine and she has a bubble maker gun thing. So she's trying to talk them into it. And Schmidt's like, absolutely not. I do not want to sit in testicle tea for 15 minutes.
Oh,
I didn't ever realize that some people think that baths are like really gross.
yeah. Oh, because their own dirt coming off and you're still sitting in it. I know that's kind of like how dirty can you be, you know?
I don't think that as like
Although I have to say, I usually do turn the shower on for a few seconds and rinse off at the end
Huh.
because of that.
I guess I probably just walk around with like soap scum residue or something on myself.
That's okay. We won't tell anyone except
Oh,
for
goodness, all the people that are listening.
yeah.
Yeah, that is a funny. And I don't, am I just lazy that I want to sit down? I don't know. Really started in undergrad when I was student teaching, and it was a really, really cold winter. And I was
Mm,
living in this apartment house thing that didn't have super great insulation, I guess. I would come home from school and be so cold. I would go right and take a bath and then put on like 2 layers of pajamas and then
doesn't warm you up.
correct papers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems to be one of the only things. Like I could sit in front of a fire, but there's part of me that's still cold, like my back.
Mm,
When I was younger, I would come home and sit in front of the heat vent.
yeah, like a cat.
Yeah. If I find a patch of sun, I'll curl up in it. I wanted to also mention one other thing. If people like are into hip hook and thinking about releasing certain things, this was brought to my attention by our Olympic lifting coach, Dalton, and it's called the Trigger Point Therapy Workbook, third
Wow.
edition. It was $11
Oh.
and it's extensive.
Mhm.
So you look at, it says pain guide, mid back, low back, and buttock. And then you can look at the pictures and see like, oh, that's the area that hurts. And then they will tell you with these little points where that trigger point is
Cool.
and kind of guide you through.
Yeah.
And I found that to be super helpful.
Right. Yeah. So the idea being that where your pain is isn't necessarily where you need to
Yes.
work on, but there's these trigger points that could be pretty far from it that
Yeah.
you work on.
Quite often, if you're hurting in one place, you have to go for a little further away
Yeah.
for the trigger point because that's
Hmm.
where the muscle is having an issue.
Yeah.
And he recommended it because he's like, I'm cheap and I don't go to the massage therapist. So I
Yeah.
just massage
That's
myself,
great. Yeah.
which
That's good.
ends up being, I mean,
Way
that's why the hip
cheaper.
hook
I
was
know.
an investment
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely worth it.
for sure.
Oh,
This
by the
is,
way, we might have a discount code for listeners. So check our show notes. Yeah, in the podcast and or YouTube. We haven't done it yet, but we might get one. So
because we love our hip hooks so much.
yes. So check that. Well,
I didn't get any questions submitted.
okay. Then this time, that's okay. Hey, well, if anybody's got any questions, we do ask Anne and Annette sometimes. So we've had a
We
couple.
do.
We will have them again, hopefully. If anybody's out there.
Is anybody out there? What are you looking forward to next week for being in the gym?
Well, I have no idea what's gonna come up, but I'm just looking forward to surprising myself again, I guess. I like surprised myself a lot in the last couple of weeks.
I
I'm
love
getting
it.
stronger. And
Love it.
I don't know if it's that I've been eating 20 grams more protein a day.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I've just been drinking that little shake thing.
Mhm.
So
What shake
maybe
did you
that's
end
it.
up getting?
So it's Orgain, the vegan one
Costco?
from Costco. Yeah, they're like
Okay.
little containers of individual ones that you just shake up and drink. It's
Oh, nice.
chocolate flavored, and just got 1 gram of carbs from the well, I can't remember. I know it's sweetened with like stevia and monk fruit and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and it's pea protein
Okay.
based. So, which I know there's like a doctor that's like, oh, those lectins or whatever, it's not good for you. And pea protein, I think peas are one of those things that's not
Mm.
supposed to be, I mean, that's supposed to be inflammatory or whatever, but I don't know.
Well, are you drinking 50 a day?
No, I'm just having one on the days that I work out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think that's a really good experiment. Yeah.
yeah, it's great for my hunger, like, because I'll just
Mhm.
have oatmeal a hour and a half before the workout, and then I'll work out from 9 to 10. And then by the time I take a shower and stuff, I'm like pretty hungry, but it's nowhere near lunchtime yet. But I'll just have one of the shakes.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, the day we brought it home from Costco, the first time I bought it, it was on sale. So like, oh yeah, I'll try this thing.
Yeah.
And we both, Nick and I tried it, and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. I'm telling you, by like the second time, I was like, well, maybe it's not so bad. But by like the second or third time, I'm like, this is delicious. I don't know what changed. Like just maybe just the expectation
It's the
or something.
lectin. The lectin
Yeah,
made your
right. Did
brain.
it's yeah, it like
It's like
blacked out my
aspartame or
brain.
MSG or something.
Yeah, no, there's none of those things in there.
No, I'm
Yeah,
joking about
it's pretty good. Yeah, just the like monk fruit erythritol stuff or stevia.
well, that's cool.
Yeah. So and then I remembered that I had been putting collagen in my tea and I had forgotten to do it. And so I've been doing that more consistently too. But honestly, I'm just putting like a teaspoon
Oh,
twice a day of that. So I don't know if that appreciably adds up.
yeah.
I
I
don't even
mean,
know.
I put 2 scoops of
Yeah,
the
like those
collagen in.
giant scoops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just getting a little extra from that.
My new yummy breakfast treat is a cup of honey nut Cheerios, a half cup of grape nuts, and then almond milk with the chocolate collagen powder in it. It becomes
Wow.
chocolate milk.
Oh wow. Is it yummy?
It feels very decadent.
Yeah, it sounds
Mhm.
decadent.
With a banana, delicious.
Wow.
I'm not all of a sudden like
Interesting.
starving. Oh,
Yeah, maybe we call it a podcast.
yeah.
All right. Bye everyone. Remember,
Remember,
friends
friends help
help
friends
friends stay
stay
fit.
fit.
Good job.
Ugh.